Welcome, everyone. Welcome to oh Sunday Fun Day, and also Red Pill Man Cave and Holistic Health Talk. I welcome everyone. This is Super Bowl Sunday, 2024. It is Sunday afternoon, and I hope everyone has a pleasant Super Bowl Sunday. I hope you have plenty of good food and grog. I like that term, grog. And I hope you have an enjoyable Super Bowl Sunday afternoon and evening, as well as a healthy upcoming week. Healthy and safe. I'm drinking my elixir here, which is consists of matcha green tea and fennel seed and lemon. And I also spiked it with some other tea that has like rose hips, hibiscus, lemongrass. I don't really have to because I have fresh lemons and limes that I cut up, put in a 1-gallon Ziploc freezer bag, and keep them in the freezer whenever I need it. I usually boil it with the skin because the oil in the citrus rind, the lemon and lime skin, are much more medicinal and valuable to your health than the juice and the juice itself of the lemon or lime. So the rind is very important as far as making your tea. Now, you can add ginger. It just so happens the only ginger I have is this imported ginger granules with honey combined, and I didn't want to use it for that because they're not easy to find. They come in packets, in foil packets, and they're granules. I want to save it for cases where my throat is not feeling so great and I feel a cold coming on, which, knock on wood, very rarely happens. So, but definitely boil the rind with the lemon juice if you're making any tea. And before I play a few holistic health related videos, because my co-hosts are missing in action. MIA. I don't know where the hell they are. I don't know where the Commodore Jeff Zambello is. I don't know where Ronnie S. is. And particularly, I do the show with Commodore Jeff Zambello, and he didn't message me to cancel me out. He just simply did a no-show, which I really don't like. So that's why I may, if I don't have any material to do the show, I may put the show on hiatus, But if I have material, I'll do the show solo like I'm doing now. So anyway, I just want to say my advice for the week is people that enter middle age, it's extremely important, and listen to me very carefully, it's extremely important to take the nutritional supplements made up of specific carotenoids to protect the eye and to prevent age-related eye diseases. Okay, to prevent cataracts, floaters, drusen spots, and macular degeneration. Don't wait until you are a senior citizen. do it as soon as you become middle-aged. As soon as you hit 40, I would say, um, start taking them. And when I say carotenoids for the eyes, to protect the eyes, it involves lutein, zeaxanthin, okay, and the most important, mesozeaxanthin, the most powerful antioxidant. And this all is, these are all the pigments in the macula, which is in back of the eye. So extremely important. And take vitamin A, 10,000 international units. Don't forget vitamin A, very important for vision. Okay, I didn't think you were going to show up, but here's the.
I will always show up. Sorry, James, but I was at the Turkish Big Bite and I got to talking with everybody there, and we were talking about training and all the unconventional training. And I went, a couple of guys, a couple of the Arabic guys, they play football in high school. So we were talking all about the unconventional training. I said, have you guys ever heard? They're from Syria. They're Syrian immigrants, and they own the Turkish restaurant there. And anyways, so I said, do you guys ever have Persian meals or Indian clubs or the steel mace or steel club? We just got to talking, James. So I was sharing the International Brotherhood of Pahlivans with a bunch of young people, and that's why I'm late. So hopefully that's a good excuse.
Yeah,
Sorry, buddy.
Hopefully they'll join the group, the Facebook group.
Well, hopefully they'll come over to my house and train, because I already have a couple of people train me on Saturdays and Sundays. And so like today I did legs. Yesterday I trained for 4 hours. We did all kinds of stuff. It's amazing.
Now you see what you've become, and you probably don't even realize it. You have become not only setting the perfect example for your students, but you have become the trainer or the sensei, whatever you want to call yourself, of your own Akara. You have become Akara Zirkone. You have become the like the grandmaster of your own Akara up there in maritime provinces.
But I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking for money.
But you see, what you're doing is actually a profession. You're already doing it, because you're doing it because of years of research and practice and training and more research and more research, and you have become so proficient at what you do that your training of these people, based on trial and error, based on implementing everything you know on yourself, you, without going to any school, you are qualified to train these people in this ancient sport, this ancient warrior training from India and Iran, Persia. Anyway, let me pipe you aboard. The Commodore. Better late than never.
Sorry about that, but like again, I get to talking and talking, and
I know. Well,
and then,
once you get to talking about something that you love, that you have passion for, it's really difficult to stop.
And I actually went to a couple of high school football games to watch these young Syrian migrants play football in Canada, because they want to become Canadian people, and like they contribute to society. They don't get all drunk. They don't smoke pot. They work at the father's restaurant. There's two owners, and each of the owners has children. So one of the owners has 2 children, and then the other guy has 3 children.
So they live a straight edge lifestyle.
Oh my, amazing! Clean. Yep. And they sign paychecks. They pay taxes. They built a business. They own homes. Yeah, they're good people.
Well, yeah. Well, Middle Eastern people are very successful when they come to the United States. They're very smart. it's like the Greeks come here and they buy restaurants and diners and such, and and they all do well. And the same thing goes for like Middle Eastern. They excuse me while I sip my elixir.
That wouldn't happen to be some McCutcheons or Hennessy's.
No,
Would it?
no, no, no. I don't have any hooch in the house.
I like a hooch.
I don't have any at the moment.
What about some coochie swamp ass in the half moon push up position?
Well,
The cock tease. Don't talk about me. Well, don't show me your ass.
Well, it's I had a bottle of 12-year-old scotch from a small distillery called a company called Imperial, and it's a small distillery, and it was only $20 a bottle for 12-year-old blended Scotch whiskey. I mean, 12-year-old aged in the oak barrel. That's a great price for a 12-year-old Scotch, and it was good, man. It was smooth, and a little bit every day in my coffee.
There you go.
A little swig in my.
Cleans out the veins.
Yeah, my the organic Peruvian dark roast coffee. I put a little bit in there, and then
Nice.
when I do my other elixir, I have my real elixir that I mix with the coffee. So then when you add the booze, the alcohol actually speeds up the absorption of the nutrients into your bloodstream and cells. It's like a tincture. You ever hear the term tincture, which is the ancient way of making an extract. They would put herbs.
Tincture or titillating?
Titillating, yeah.
Yeah.
So the tincture, they will put medicinal herbs in a bottle of alcoholic beverage, and they let it sit there for a month or more, and the alcohol would extract all the medicinal value from the herb, and it'll go into the liquid, and then they would take a little swig every now and then, and that's what the alcohol speeds up the absorption. I want to show you something. Remember last week I was talking about how I followed the instructions from that website about doing planks. Okay,
Yep.
so I'm doing planks with the abdominal wheel, which is much more challenging because you have to keep it stable.
Yep.
Stability. Beep, beep, beep. So what I do is let them go beep, beep, beep. I just threw that in. So then what I do is I got a 10-pound bag of crushed black walnut shells. I put it in this ditty bag. And what I do is I fling it. I fling it over my shoulders.
So you have crushed nuts?
Crushed nuts. And I put it on my upper back. And I do the planks with the 10 pounds across my upper back for resistance. Now, I also got from Home Depot, I had got 40 pounds of that brown construction sand.
Mm-hmm.
I got 40 pounds, very cheap at Home Depot. And I had a small duffel bag, and I sealed it in a cloth shopping bag and put that in the duffel bag. Now I made my own sandbag.
Good.
So, sandbag number 2, the other one sandbag number 1, and I use that for doing neck curls. The 40 pounds of sand in the duffel bag. It has a strap, that normally people would have on their shoulder, and I put it over the back of my head, and I sit on the stability ball, and I do the neck curls with that.
Yep.
Without spending money on expensive equipment.
My question is, we're talking about all this old school ancient master training. Where is our friend, our dear friend, Ken Thiessen? He should be hosting the show. Like he's the real dude.
Well, I was talking to Mick Von Raven privately just before you came, and well, before I went live, and I was saying that there are individuals that I know, not many, because I don't know that many people that are intelligent enough to discuss deep topics. But Ken Thiessen is one of them that is so knowledgeable, but he keeps on dodging coming on to a live show.
Because he's got real world experience. He actually stepped into the ring, the wrestling ring, hundreds of times to go against real competitors.
For the life of me, I don't know why certain individuals that are so experienced and so knowledgeable in their field are reluctant or they avoid coming on a live stream show and just grabbing the bull by the horns and letting the world, the universe, hear what they have to say and sharing their knowledge with everybody out there, because I just don't get it. It's, I can never be a shrink, Commodore, because I just don't have the tolerance or the understanding to figure, human psychology, human nature. Like you're a logical, common sense, street smarts, educated man, and I just cannot understand people that do illogical things, that stupid things too. That it doesn't make any sense.
Because I think maybe the thing is, James, it's a tough world out there, and there's a lot of Pied Pipers out there. So all these people are followers, and I think they're like mesmerized by all these false prophets, all these false teachers, and that's why we could see through it all. We can even see through organized religion and everything else.
And
it's a controlling tool.
And I think they're also afraid of voicing their honest opinion on a live stream show, because they, some people are really afraid of not being liked, like they're afraid of ruffling feathers, like they're afraid of being controversial. And I love controversy. I mean,
I do too. I even like getting blocked on Facebook by certain people. I take that as a compliment.
Yeah. Okay, I want to say good morning to
Yay!
Matsumi from southeastern Japan. Good morning to you, Matsumi. It is well, because of stupid United States daylight savings time, Japan is now 14 hours ahead of us instead of 13 hours. That's another talk show. I always hated daylight savings time.
Yeah, my son's mother-in-law lives in Japan. She's Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, is she in what prefecture? Because
I have to ask my son, but he's supposed to go there very soon to visit her.
Matsumi is in Chiba Prefecture, which is near Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in that area. But yeah, so good morning to you, Matsumi. I hope you're going to have a lovely Monday. It's Monday in Japan, Monday morning. So, have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by. I want to show you something that I really, I love it. Hold on. I got it from Amazon the other day, and I'll show you what it is. All right. It is the best shaving device that I ever used in my life. And I got it free shipping, like about 17 bucks. Okay, it's I've been using the old-fashioned safety razor, the double-edged razor, for a long time now, because you save a lot of money on shaving this way. Okay, so this is what I got from Amazon. All right, remember that name, what is it, Bambor?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to show you what it is. They come in different colors. Okay, I got this one, and I put a
Wow.
I put a
That's old school.
I put a cable tie around it so I can keep track of what side I'm shaving with.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to identify what side I'm using. So I put the cable tie. So I'm using, what I do is I use this side first, and
Yeah.
then eventually I'll turn this around and use the
Yeah.
other side. But let me tell you what I've been doing. The Wilkinson sword blades, I literally used just one side for 2 months
Hmm.
without it getting dull. It's like a brand new razor. And the reason why I got 2 months out of just one side is because my brother-in-law Jerry told me to take the blade after you use it and soak it in rubbing alcohol.
Hmm.
And the alcohol totally eliminates all the moisture from the blade, therefore um, eliminating any oxidation of the blade. And I think that's why the blade is staying sharp
Hmm.
from the alcohol. So you guys out there that want to really save money on shaving, get one of these, and after you use it, soak it in alcohol. And I'm telling you, the razors will last you a long, long time. I mean, compared to the expense of the disposables, with the double, the multi blades. I'm real happy. I gave them a great review. I love getting the best bang for the buck, especially something of quality that actually works. I really, I really love getting a good value. And oh, you're very welcome, Masumi. You're very welcome. All right. And hey, Western Mike from in San Francisco, California. How you doing?
Yay!
How you doing, man?
I miss that guy.
Yeah, he's great. He was on the show a little bit last night. He's great for talking about red pill talk, red pill alpha male talk and dating and relationships. And he's a very smart young man, and he's been juicing. He has a juice extractor.
Hmm.
He's been juicing the dark leafy green vegetables, and he asked me a question about the pulp. I says, don't throw the pulp away, because you know add some of the pulp back into your juice, because that fiber is what feeds the microbiome,
Yep.
the very important probiotics in your gut. They live on fiber. That's their food, and it's very important. So take, the pulp goes into a separate container, and just take I don't know, 1 or 2 tablespoons, and put it back into your juice. Don't put it all in there, because then you won't be able to drink it. It'll be, you should be able to use a straw at least. You know, just put like a tablespoon or two, and save the pulp in the refrigerator, because that pulp has value. That pulp has a lot of value to it.
Hmm.
Either freeze it, you can freeze it, or you can just refrigerate it. And let me tell you, that fiber will rock your world. That the microbiome, it'll feed off the microbiome. Uh, Hold on. Good to hear from you, buddy. Hey, good to hear from you, of course. Likewise.
Hmm.
Dating sucks. Yeah, well, dating today is very, very stressful. It's really,
Yeah, but the good thing is, to Michael Hilton, is that it's good that he's not settling down, because it's better to be dating and not worry about if you're alone, because you could be alone in a relationship, and that's worse. So
oh
don't
yeah.
don't fall into the trap. Just keep dating. You don't have to make commitments to these broads. And because, yeah,
Well, it's a known psychological fact that our happiness,
I need to be in a relationship.
yeah,
No, you don't.
our happiness cannot come from another person. We have to make our own happiness from.
Yes.
And if you're in a relationship, and I know I have known people, and I know a person who stays in a relationship because he has
A daughter.
he has one
Unfortunately.
daughter who's still a minor. She's not 18 yet, and if he divorces his wife, she'll take him to the cleaners. So for financial reasons,
Even though she didn't invest one penny in his successful business,
not one red cent. She's
she just took from it.
she's parasitic. She
Parasitic. That's it.
took. She has like not just like we would say a lot of females have alligator
Like a
arms, right?
tick on a dog's back.
Like alligator arms is short arms and deep pockets. Oh, I can't reach my money. Ooh. But these women have a short arm that they use for giving, and one long arm they use for taking.
Yeah. Yep.
My grandmother used to tell me that, in Italian, one short arm and one long arm. It's
Short arm givers, long arm takers.
taketh. I'll play later. I'll play the theme song from the March of the Wooden Soldiers.
So here's the good news, James.
Yeah,
So I don't have to leave the show because I worked out for 2.5 hours on legs with one of my students. And so it was amazing. I did 100 goblet squats. I did 10 sets of 10 goblet squats after I did the 15 minutes on the Max 6 Stairmaster type trainer. And then we did Bulgarian squats. We did calf raises in between each set of goblet squats and Bulgarian split squats. We had no count on the Bulgarian Bulgarian split squats. We did sets of 10 on each leg, but then we just kept going for sets. I do a set, 10 on my left, 10 on my right. Then his turn. 10 on my left, 10 on my right. Then his turn. He says, how many sets are we doing? I said, let's just keep going until our legs fall off. We couldn't even walk up the stairs to get a cup of coffee.
The legs should be very wobbly, and
it's beautiful. It was all body weight. Like it didn't affect our spine. We didn't compress it like the heavy barbell squats. You know what I mean? Like you take the discs and they squish. Right. No.
You know what else is a sign that you got a good pump is when you ever have your muscles just start vibrating.
Oh yeah, pulsating.
It pulsates, like it starts shaking. It's like dunk, 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 dunk. I said, man, that's a good pump. That's the sign you got.
I want to see what Mike said. Can't reach my money. Haha. Hey, can you do me a favor and get the Yeah. They always want you to do the favor, but they won't give you any favors for dessert at home.
I knew this girl years ago. This Puerto Rican.
It's not mutual. It's only unilateral.
This Puerto Rican girl. Years ago, named Deanna, and she was an executive for AT&T.
A cucaracha, la 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 la. That means cockroach. A cucaracha.
What is that? Guadalajara.
So what did this beautiful Latin lady do for you?
Well, she had an executive position with AT&T. She made a pretty good buck, and when the bill came at the restaurant, she would immediately run into the ladies' room, excuse herself.
To freshen up.
Yeah, to freshen up
To
for
powder her nose.
to powder her nose long enough for me to sit there with the bill and get stuck with the tab.
Yeah,
You
her
know?
Pinocchio nose.
Yeah, the Pinocchio nose. Beep 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 beep. Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah. So yeah. So you know what? I knew what that was about. So so she would be out of sight, out of mind, and not have to contribute.
She thought she was pulling the wool over your eyes, but nod, nod, wink, wink. You know, you live in Bergen County, Jersey. You just didn't fall off the turnip truck yesterday.
Now I could have.
You've been around the block.
I could have left her there. I could have split. You know, I could have split and told the waitress she's
taking care of it.
Taking care of it, and then leave.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, Michael probably will get a kick out of that story. It's a true story. So
a cucaracha, a cucaracha, la 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 la.
Okay.
No cockroach.
All right, now, yeah, who would write a song about a cockroach? So anyway, March of the Wooden Soldiers.
I missed the dating game song.
Oh, you don't like the March of the Wooden? Oh, here we go.
Da, 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 da. So has your sister Lisa been to any good restaurants that she can share some good stories about, or is the restaurants that she's been to the quality going down?
Let me see if she got back to me. I invited her to come on.
Because she gave a lot of good stories about some of the restaurants. She said that some of the quality went down.
Oh yeah, she's got quality. She knows quality, you know. Oh, she's going by Jerry's mom. Maybe time to close the show. Storm coming and work tomorrow. There's a storm coming. Let me tell her.
Oh, stormy.
Jeff's here.
Oh, stormy. Bring back that summer day.
That old song. Yeah, that was a good song. There was a lot of great songs back then. You know, and you can understand the lyrics too.
Because people were intelligent back then. They had teachers. We actually had teachers back then that taught us grammar. We actually learned cursive. We actually read American literature classics. We actually had creative writing classes.
And guess what?
We don't have shit today.
We had dress codes when we went to school. We didn't go to school dressed like hoodlums or bums, ragamuffins,
or hoochie coochie. You know, with the tops down and
or young girls dressed like prostitutes. You know, we had a dress code that we had to abide by. And
so I heard a story up here in New Brunswick. So one girl this high school girl was wearing leggings, and of course it showed the camel toe. So the mother got a call from the school administrator. So the mother comes in and says, "Oh, I wear leggings every day, and I don't wear underwear. So what's the problem?" Well, the problem is the boys are looking at her camel toe
Yeah,
in high school. That's a problem, James.
damn right it is. It's inappropriate. Number one. Number two, it's a distraction.
What about the male teachers? If they get caught looking at the camel toe, they'll get fired.
It's a distraction from learning. And my gym teacher. I had a gym teacher by the name of Mr. Tuminelli, and he was fired and arrested for having an affair with one of the underage females in the high school. But who knows? Even if the girl seduced him, and let's say she was a slut, even if the girl seduced him, he's still the guilty party because he's an adult. He was a teacher, and he's supposed to know better.
It's also he said, she said.
Right, because she could turn around and say, he he's
tried to fuck me.
he started grabbing me and rubbing me inappropriately, sexual harassment. He grabbed me, he grabbed my breasts, and he started grinding.
You sound like the calzone princess, for Christ's sakes, complaining.
Right. So what's going to happen is because she is the innocent.
Innocent, my foot.
She's the so-called innocent victim and she's a minor. She's under 18. They're going to take her side. They're going to listen to her. So poor Mr. Tuminelli. We don't know the circumstances around what.
That's unfortunate. That's sad.
It's unfortunate. I say that if there's any advancements in the polygraph test, and I heard there is an upgrade in the polygraph test. I think more companies, like human resources and colleges and schools should have a polygraph device, because when you get to the point where there's no eyewitnesses and there's no hidden camera for filming everything, you got to go to the polygraph, and I think
polyamorous.
Yeah, polyamorous.
Yeah, they have their own Facebook sites. Torn between two lovers.
Torn between two jisms.
Yeah. Torn between two shixes.
Shixes. Remember the rabbi on Seinfeld who said who took all the confidential information and said it on his live show, on his TV show.
And your friend George, he doesn't like his fiancée.
Well, George was wondering. George told Elaine he was wondering if going to a prostitute is considered cheating. If you're engaged, you're not going to see each other again. So
I love it.
And
meanwhile, Susan's in bed with George watching this on TV.
Yeah, Susan is right next to George with that shocked look on her face. They sell. I saw on Amazon. They have these metallic toy trumpets that you can actually play. Maybe I should get one of those and monkey around with it.
Da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da, da-da, Herb Alpert.
was one nice song he played. It was like a Mexican mariachi. Yeah.
This guy's in love. Da, 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 da. Another Herb Alpert song. This guy's in love. Da, 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 the way I do.
Burt
Tell me now, is it so? I just can't find it. I forget the rest of it.
Burt Bacala. What's his name?
Oh, Burt Bacharach.
Bacala.
Bacharach. What an American legend. He married a lot of beautiful women. Susan St. James, Angie Dickinson, and a couple other women. He was married 4 times.
I saw an old movie.
He got a lot of good poontang.
I saw a very young Angie Dickinson. You know, she was very pretty when she was young.
I like the young Diane Carroll. Not Diane Carroll. Diane Cannon. Diane Cannon.
I remember.
Holy shit, she was good looking back then.
I remember Jane Kennedy.
Yep.
I remember she married a football player, I think.
Who was Fred Sanford's girlfriend there? She was a pretty lady there. What the hell was her name on the show? Her character name?
I don't remember.
She was pretty.
I know her by face. I remember her. And she was his like main squeeze.
Yeah.
And then
she was a step above him. He married up, so to speak.
And Aunt Esther's husband was a drunk.
Yeah, Aunt Esther was the best character in television history ever.
Yeah.
Was Sanford and Son a Norman Lear show?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't remember. I know
the Jeffersons were.
Good Times was.
Good Times was.
All in the Family.
All in the Family. Maud. That was Norman Lear.
Lady Cadaver was a freedom rider, and then there's more. That was.
And even not One Day at a Time. Yeah, is it One Day at a Time? With Valerie Bertinelli and Mackenzie Phillips.
Valerie Bertinelli was on it too. Yeah,
she was the daughter, and Mackenzie Phillips, and then I forget the carrot top lady. They look like her head looked like a carrot, with the red hair, it's like a mushroom haircut.
Oh, her, yeah.
Yeah, Bonnie, whatever her name was.
Bonnie Franklin.
Yeah.
Anyway,
one day at a time.
George, not George. Geordie's here from Scotland.
Hey, Geordie and his harem, his Scottish harem.
Geordie says he doesn't do social media that much anymore. What do you do? What are you doing, man?
Hey, Geordie, what's wrong with you? Do you get some gray hairs on your nuts?
You could vent. You could vent.
Yeah, you can vent, buddy. You got lots to say. People want to listen to you.
You could come on and vent your frustrations over here. John? No, that ain't John. That's the Commodore Jeff. Jeff, not John. I'm James. And he's Jeff. Yeah, you could vent your frustration.
My old friend John.
You could let him
know where he is.
What did he say? I shave my pubes. Oh.
He does the manscape.
Oh, you have a manscaping
he's trying to make his dick look longer for all the Scottish hotties.
Yeah, it does.
All the freckle bosomed dames.
It does make your schlong look bigger when you shave your pubes. For fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake, sorry. Oh, well, that's okay.
Well, it does.
What's that song? By John Abraham Martin and Bobby Kennedy there. You know what I'm talking about from the 60s?
Well,
Is anybody here?
the first to mention.
No, it's about John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Bobby Kennedy, all the assassinations,
Malcolm X.
and Abraham Lincoln.
Don't forget Malcolm X.
No, he wasn't in that song.
Oh, he wasn't Malcolm X.
Yeah.
You know, those guys weren't lying when they used to speak at the rallies. They were actually telling the truth. You know, they went on about, you know, the powers that be, the oligarch, new world orders, and all.
I know, and they paid the ultimate price.
They weren't lying.
I mean, even George Wallace, he got what is it, the 72 election? They tried to kill him. The governor of Alabama?
Yeah. Well, they called them the Dixiecrats because when the sad part is after the civil rights laws went into place, they joined the Republican Party. They left the Democrat Party because they're a lot of Southerners, even today, they're still fighting the Civil War.
Night they drove old Dixie down, and all the people were saying, night they drove old Dixie down.
Ah, you remember?
Na 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 na.
Jordy, come on the show and tell your personal frustrations. Jordy,
oh, Baba Reba.
You know, some doo-wop songs I like. Blue Moon. When a guy goes,
I like that song too.
Blue Moon, Blue Moon, Blue Moon. Oh man. How is the evangelist, the Reverend Dr. Mikey Zambello doing?
He's good. He's at night church tonight. So he goes twice. He goes twice on Sundays. The morning, 11 in the morning, and 6 at night.
So he instead of night court like the show with John Larroquette, he goes to night church.
He goes to night church, and he's the usher.
The House of Usher with Vincent Price.
Yeah.
He should. He should. You know, I know this guy. His nickname is Mass Bob. He has Asperger's syndrome, maybe autism also. And Mass Bob is, you know, he's on disability, but this guy is a walking computer. You know, he has every verse in the Bible memorized.
That's good.
You could mention anything at random, like about the Bible. He'll tell you what verse it is, what book it's in, what he'll recite it. I mean, it's like that movie Rain Man with Dustin Hoffman, where he took him to Las Vegas and he was able to count cards at the blackjack table. You know, like they have a lot of like disabled or mentally challenged people. A lot of them have like genius ability in something or another. You know, they could be a mathematics genius, or you know, I know stories where some people were self-taught the musical instrument. They became famous musicians, but I mean, that's a genius. I mean, to be self-taught, to be able to pick up an instrument and just play around with it and just be able to play it.
There was a saying that I was quoting today. I have a lot of music from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s on my iPod. So here's one of them was the theme from Love Story, sung by Andy Williams. And so I was telling one of the young students today, I said, one of the young Polyvons, I said, there's a great quote from this movie by Ali McGraw. And she said this to her husband, Oliver, played by Ryan O'Neal. And when she was dying, she thanked Oliver for sticking by her and this and that. She says, you don't need to apologize for me dying. She says, you know the quote, James, love means never having to say you're sorry. Do you remember when Roy Milan tried to give a check to Ryan O'Neal at the mansion when he found out when Ray Milan, the father, Ryan O'Neal's father in the movie, said, "Oh, I feel bad about your wife dying. Here's a check for $20,000." Now, $20,000 back in 1971. That's why. And Ryan O'Neal was man enough to rip up the check. He says, "Dad, she's dying. You should have loved her when I got married to her. You didn't even show up at our wedding. You didn't bless us just because she came from a poor family." He says, "I don't want your money." And then remember, he paid for all her medicine on his lawyer's salary. But that was an amazing movie back then.
And then the father cares when she's on her deathbed or when she's dead. Yeah. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Jordy's friend Anton. Anton, how are you today? How is life in Scotland with all that haggis and Scotch whiskies and
I love Scottish woman.
Fish and chips.
My wife is Scottish.
Oh, I didn't know that. She's Scottish?
Yeah, she's Scottish, 100% Scottish, from Prince Edward Island. That's why she's got freckles all over her.
Is her mother was her mother born in Scotland?
Her grandparents were. They immigrated to Canada. They got free land. Free land. If it came to PEI way back when.
Land?
Land. L-A-N-D?
Land. Oh.
Yeah. If you came from the United Kingdom.
Okay.
So they became farmers. Cattle farmers and potato farmers.
I like the russet potatoes from Canada, from your area. The russets.
Yeah, Prince Edward Island.
Yeah,
they're better than the Idaho potatoes.
You gotta. Well, I've been buying the really big, long, gigantic Idaho potato, but they're russets. I think the russet type of potato is the most tasty. Well, I always peel the skin because I found out the skin is high in toxic lectins. But it's much better when I peel the skin. There's no bitter aftertaste. The flavor's better. And what I do is I'll put it in the big stainless steel steam pot that I have, Chinese steam pot, and I'll put it in a bowl with seasoning and sometimes
on top of olive oil too, right?
Either extra virgin olive oil or sour cream. Lately, because I have plenty of sour cream in the house, I'll put sour cream, and then with the fork, I'll make homemade mashed potatoes. I'll smash it. So what I did was I steamed parsley with the potato and everything, seasoning and sour cream. And then when I smashed it, I put a big 8-ounce medium rare hamburger, hot and spicy hamburger, right on top of the potato. And you know, it tasted like shepherd's pie. It tasted just like shepherd's pie.
Stand tall, don't you fall.
What to do about very sore knees? Happened to me every day.
Sore knees. That's what she has.
I'm only 5 stone and 6'4". I didn't know you were 6'4", Jordy. You're tall.
Holy crap, you're a tall man.
When he sits down in a chair, I have no idea he's 6'4".
Jeepers creepers.
I have no idea he's that tall. You gonna go? All right, Jordy. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, see you later, Jordy.
Yeah, I didn't know he was that tall. What to do about your knees? Well, find out what you're doing that makes them hurt. If you're doing squats, never allow your knees to go ahead of your feet. Never. Always look up at the ceiling, like especially the corner between the wall and the ceiling. Always look up because that helps keep your back arched and straight. But never allow your knees to pass over your instep. Okay, that's a big mistake.
I will 100% disagree with you, but that'll be for another day. So that was the old way of thinking. Now it's called knees over toes. And that's what Hindu squats. That's why they're so rehabilitative. And now people do squats now in 2023, 2024 on a wedge. So the knees go past the toes.
Yeah, but doesn't
That was the old way of thinking. That's how you heal your knees.
Doesn't
you walk backwards. You walk backwards.
Doesn't that put stress on the knees when
No,
the knees pass?
no, it builds it up. It builds it up. And that's when you walk backwards, pulling a sled. It's the same thing, too. So, anyways, we'll talk about that another time. You need to go on the site, knees over toes. And sissy squats are some of the best things that you could do. I didn't know this, but back in the 80s, said, oh, no, never do those, never do those. And, yeah, that's how you heal your knees. So.
Well, sissy squats, you have to do it.
So obviously the Hindus know more than we do from 3,000 years ago.
Well, I've been doing the Hindu squat with.
You better not have your heel on the ground. You better be on your toes the whole time.
Well, I've been doing them with the power band diagonally across my shoulder and under my foot. Like I'll do a left leg and then right leg, or right leg and then left leg, but I would switch the power band. So if the power band is across my left shoulder, it'll be under my right foot.
Even going to Matt Fury site, and he talks about knees over toes with Hindu squats, and that's rehabilitative. And at first, you'll hear your knees go crack, 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 because that's getting all the junk out of it. And that's how you prevent arthritis, is by doing knees over toes.
Knees over toes. Gotcha.
Yep. And even Steve Maxwell, the poor soul that his wife got hit on, God bless his heart, by a certain someone.
Yeah.
Even he says knees over toes. So, but anyways, that's for another day. I won't dispute you on the show, because you do have your education from Columbia University. Not you don't have a piece of toilet paper from the Long Beach Kettlebell Club.
Oh, you mean the certificate that had no academic value?
But as a friend, if I may offer some friendly advice, some brotherly advice, please look up the benefits of Hindu squats and knees over toes. And there's also Facebook sites that say knees over toes.
Now, do you recommend?
It dispels all the old logic from the 80s.
Now, do you recommend putting something under the heels of your feet?
Yes, I don't do it because I can. Yeah, I just do the Hindu squats, and it's anything with my Bulgarian split squats. It's the same thing, because I'm getting all the tissue around my kneecap. Anyways, I could talk to you about that 6 hours, but we won't do that. That's not for here. The knees over toes. Looked up that, or maybe I'll just send you the website on Messenger or something.
Knees over toes.
Okay. Da-da-da.
I found one
Da-da-da.
site that claimed, well, that was their opinion, of course. They claimed the kettlebell is the best all-around exercise
You
tool.
mean a good way to damage your shoulders? Yes. That's why there's no more kettlebell competitions. What a fad that was. Holy crap.
Oh, speaking of kettlebells, you know what gadget the Dragon Door organization is selling now?
No.
You remember there was a during World War One, there was a Russian guy by the last name of Zas, and
Okay.
he did he popularized isometrics when he was in prison by using the bars of the prison
Oh,
door.
yeah.
And now isometrics, I never cared for it, and it never really did anything for me. But you know, he became a circus strongman after the war, and he exercised with like chains. Did isometrics. So Dragon Door came out with a sort of modified replica of what Mr. Zass worked out with, and they're selling it, and they're talking like it's going to revolutionize exercise. It's going to
Step right up.
they're in other words, step right up, revolutionize.
Snake oil.
You'll feel like a totally new person. Your muscles will be totally rejuvenated. I don't know.
You'll have arthritis in your fingers from pulling the goddamn chain so hard and dislocating your knuckles. It'll make some doctor very, very wealthy for his next Mercedes-Benz down payment.
Did you know that Charles Atlas dynamic tension was isometrics? But that's not the surprise. The surprise is Charles Atlas never built his physique using dynamic tension.
Exactly.
He did it doing it the old-fashioned way with weights.
Yeah, pumping iron.
Yeah, he was just trying to sell. He repackaged the isometrics training, calling it dynamic tension, just to sell it in magazines.
So he put a shine on a sneaker.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear that saying? Put a shine on a sneaker? Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's like putting a gold ring in a pig's snout, but there's still a pig.
That's right. Putting lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
Still a pig. So that's what he did.
But are you established? Will you pay for university for my children from another man? Yeah.
You are a product of what you teach. Okay. You're not trying to repackage something that was invented centuries ago and trying to make a fast buck. You are a product, an example of what you teach people, your students, which that's the beauty of it. You see, you do what you say. You're not blowing hot air. You're not pumping bilge water. So that is what's great about your training of the people your disciples.
Even the store owner of that fitness place that I go to.
Yeah.
So there's these 9-pound and 15-pound bars that women use in these fitness classes. So I take the 9-pound and the 15-pound one, and I put it behind, and I catch it, and I catch it, and I catch it. That's from doing the mace. And I said, "You tried it?" He says, "Geez, my scalpel is getting a hell of a pump." I said, "Exactly." And I said, and then I said, "Go around with the world with those things." And it was like, doing it from one hand to the next. You could do all this stuff with any tool in the world. You could take a steel pipe and put concrete on the end of it. You do whatever the hell you want. I get like U-bolts that are very heavy that we use for construction. That for cranes that lift tens of thousands of pounds and like several tons.
Yeah.
And it's amazing you can do all these unconventional things, and you get all your tendons and your elbows strong, and yeah, I could do a workout in the middle of a street.
Listen, remember that gym that you
There's
remember?
a great gym in Boca Raton, Florida, that does all this stuff too, with the
Yeah.
with the hoe, with rope, climbing ropes. With I think he also he uses steel pipe and puts concrete to make girders. I'm telling you,
Well, what he does is he gets he
unconventional training.
either gets a bamboo pole, has to be thick enough. Well, he gets a bamboo, let's say he gets a thick bamboo pole, and on one end of the bamboo pole, he puts these long stainless steel screws, just like going this way and that way, like, yeah,
almost like rebar.
right.
Concrete.
He screws them in. Then he gets from the dollar store, he gets the thick cardboard poster paper, and he makes a funnel. He makes a funnel, and then in goes the pole with the screws, because you need the screws to hold it. So then he pours the concrete in. He buys there's a company called Saccrete that makes it's called fast drying post concrete for posts. Uses that, and then you let it sit, make sure it's centered properly, and then when it's done and you remove the cardboard, it's a perfect cone. And then he paints it. He paints it whatever color you like.
Yeah, we should come on the show and share some of his
or not a
cone, his success.
I'm sorry. Big mistake. The cardboard cone is for making the homemade meals, the clubs. The Gata, he would use like a plastic.
Doesn't he use like a clay pot, and then he smashes the clay pot afterwards?
Yeah, you could use a clay pot.
Is that cheap?
Or you could use like a plastic fish bowl looking thing, like a globe, like a cheap plastic fish bowl. I saw one.
Or the Chinese lamps.
Hey, or those Halloween pumpkins for putting candy in that they sell at dollar stores. Perfect shape. But let's say the pot. Well, they jacked up the price of clay pots ever since they started calling them terracotta.
Oh,
it's like a pizzeria.
Another example of putting a shine on a sneaker.
It's like pizzerias that call themselves trattoria.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, trattoria, my ass. You're a pizzeria.
Add another $20 to the friggin' pizza because you're putting roasted tomatoes and artichokes and all this other stuff.
There was this restaurant in Manhattan that specialized in cooking bean recipes, all different kind of beans, and he told the reporter, he says these are special heirloom beans.
Yeah, in the old days when our grandparents came out, it's called peasant food.
Lobster was at one time peasant food when the British colonized the east coast of America. They really looked down on eating the lobster because.
So my wife's aunts from Prince Edward Island, when they were growing up, they had lobster every day. These are people poor, they're farmers, and so they used to eat lobster sandwiches every day for lunch. Wow. Every day for lunch, because it was so plentiful up there in the Maritimes.
I bet lobster rolls were like like eating hamburgers down here.
Yeah, it was cheap. There's so much they just throw it away.
And what about clams? They have nice chowder, quahogs,
No, they have oysters.
oyster beds. Yeah,
No clams. No clams up in the Maritime. Too cold.
oysters.
Cape Cod. In Cape Cod, they have clams.
Yeah, Cape Cod, Ipswich, Gloucester, Marblehead.
But they have oysters and mussels up in Prince Edward Island.
Oh, mussels are nice. Mussels marinara. Marinara sauce. So you can get mussels cheap, or do they export them?
They talked to Roger Berkowitz.
Oh, there's my
Mm.
answer.
They all go down the states.
You gotta
because the exchange rate right now is 1.35.
You gotta poise them. You gotta soak them in water and flour, or is it water? You gotta soak them in fresh water, and they cough up the sand. All the shellfish, they go, the sand comes out, goes to the bottom of the pot, and then you could cook. But that's a shame. You know what I don't understand? I saw some videos of the Japanese scallops from Hokkaido, and these are big ass scallops. So anyway, they open them up, and there's the round white part that we all know of, but then there's another
the
part.
muscle.
There's another part of
the scallop. Yeah.
How come they don't cook that? I would eat it. Honestly, I would eat the other part of the scallop. Like they remove the white part, the round white part.
Because it's not as soft as the actual scallop meat.
Oh, it's chewy, you mean?
It's too chewy, yeah.
Oh, so it's
like the umbilical, James. It's the umbilical. Well, think about it. It attaches itself to a shell. Well, think about it. Your muscle attaches itself to the bone via what? A ligament. So it's basically a ligament. Do you want to chew on a ligament?
No.
We call that gristle. When you get gristle in a hamburger, it tastes gross, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like gristle. The tendon attaches the muscle to the bone. Now the ligament reinforces the joint. So let's say this is an elbow. This is an elbow joint, and then you have the
humerus,
the ulna in the humerus, the ulna attaching to the humerus, and on both sides of the elbow joint, there's ligaments that connect the two to, I guess, to stabilize and reinforce the joint. They're not. It goes from bone to bone.
So the ligaments attach themselves from the joint to the joint, or joint to bone. Gotcha. And tendons attach from the muscle to the bone.
Muscle to bone. The connection point of the muscle attached to the bone would be ligaments. And that's the problem. A lot of strength training athletes that take steroids is their ligaments and tendons strength does not keep up with the muscle strength, and then it's like boing, like the rubber band man, it snaps.
It snaps
because it's an imbalance. Balance is very important in physical, in everything, in life, in health. You can't have imbalance. It's like, what's the point in being a power lifter if you're only strong for like the first 30 seconds, and then after 30 seconds you feel like passing out?
I know.
You have no endurance. You have no endurance. You have no stamina. No cardio ability. It's like
in a very short lifespan.
Yeah, they're stocky. They have big bellies, a lot of them,
and they develop diabetes, heart disease.
Yeah. Yeah, because they probably
fatty liver disease.
they probably eat everything in sight, including a lot of carbs,
Yep.
and because body weight, even though it's mixed with fat, body weight is strength. So if they're doing their only objective is to do the heaviest maximum lift that they can
How
possibly.
much can you bench?
Oh yeah, guy. I used to hate that. When if you go to a gym, they right away, hey, where do you bench? Where do you bench?
How big is your cock? Like it's the same thing. Like you're asking how big is your cock?
It's a big dick. It's a big dick
Who
contest.
gives a shit?
Who cares how much you bench? I mean, you know what Scooby tells people? He hates that question. What do you bench? He says, I don't bench. I do flies really slow with perfect form. And he has a big chest. He says perfect form, concentrate on the pectorals. He says, I don't give a rat's ass about what anybody benches. He's
Scooby Doo, how are you?
yeah.
Something to do now.
He's in his 60s, and he's still going strong with his and not only does he do strength training, but he bicycles a lot too. He does a lot of bicycling. Like if you have an area where a car's not going to run you over and kill you, and you get a mountain bike or any bike, and you do a lot of bicycling, that's fantastic for your lower body.
It is.
It works your abs. People don't realize that your abs, your butt, your hips, your glutes, whatever, your thighs, your hamstrings, and you get diamond shaped calves from bicycling. I knew a kid that used to bicycle back and forth to school, to work, back home again. He had like diamond shaped calves. He says, I owe it all to bicycling. And when I say diamond shape, I mean like a bodybuilder's calves. He says, I got it from riding my bike all the time. But you can't be a cyclist in an urban area because they'll run you
killed.
You get killed. You'll get killed.
Either killed or disfigured or both.
Exactly. Now,
or have a brain injury, a head injury.
Oh yeah, if they don't wear the helmet and they concussion.
Even if you wear a helmet, if you get a ton of Maseratis down there, Burger King. I never seen so many Maseratis. Is at the goddamn Jeff Bezos store down there? What's that food place called? Whole Foods.
Well, there's Whole Foods. There's Trader Joe's. There's
Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. Anyways, right? So that parking lot there that's on the water overlooking Manhattan.
Yeah.
Every other car there is either a Range Rover or a Maserati.
Yeah, or Audi or Mercedes or BMW.
Yeah. So they're not going to look out for you.
Yeah, well, Fort Lee.
They'll run you right over.
Fort Lee, Cliffside Park. Yeah, they'll run you right over. You can't bicycle around here. They have these electric skateboards and electric scooters, but they go by the walkway.
Oh.
But man, do they move fast.
That's illegal though, isn't it? It's a motorized vehicle with pedestrians.
Well, you're right, it is a motor vehicle.
I mean, if I'm walking there, I don't want to get knocked over by a goddamn electric skateboard there.
But they are flying. I mean,
I know.
And what if a couple seniors get off the park bench and they step on the wall?
Nobody cares, James. Nobody cares. They're not going to stop and exchange papers, are they? No. The seniors will be on their own, and they'll pay their own medical bills and everything else.
Yeah, well, it's a shame, really.
That's the way of the world.
Yep. The way of modern society.
Anyways, I'm getting tired here. I want to kind of rest because I've been going at it all day.
Yeah, you
It's
better
past 7 o'clock my time.
take a nap or get ready for dinner or something.
Yeah, and I'm not watching the Super Bowl because I hate Taylor Swift. I mean, it's all about her. It's supposed to be about fucking football, not her.
I
Taylor
was
Swift, get the fuck out of here.
I was never a fan of popular music entertainers or
I got
pop.
nothing against Taylor Swift, but here's the thing: the media loves this stuff because
I
they
know.
want to sell products.
Hey, look,
From Madison Avenue, New York, all the goddamn ad agencies.
in 1980s, all I heard every fucking day was Debbie Gibson this and Debbie Gibson that.
Yep.
And then Britney Spears, then somebody named Tiffany came, then Britney
Oh yeah, from Long Island, Long Island, New York. She's a little Jewish girl from Long Island.
Tiffany?
Yep.
Yeah, she's
Actually, she grew up to be a pretty hot woman.
she's
When she grew up, Tiffany was hot.
She's a redhead. She got big
Yeah.
breasts.
Oh my God, she's a hottie.
And she got big breasts too. I saw her in a movie with Debbie Gibson, and you're right. I mean, she's I mean, as an adult, she was very good looking as an adult.
Actually, Tiffany, I think, was in an adult movie.
Really?
Yeah, look her up. She's an adult entertainment movie.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I wonder what.
Oh, she posed for Penthouse or something. Just look up Tiffany and singer Tiffany. But I think she posed for Penthouse magazine, or she was in at least one adult film.
I wonder what motivates them to do.
Well, money. They used to, but they're not getting on any regular movies. They're not in a movie with Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt. They have to do Ron Jeremy type.
Well, they get. I heard the women get several thousand for one flick, and they don't get royalties, or they don't become members of the Screen Actors Guild or anything.
No.
Like that. No, they don't. They just get one flat pay, and that's it. Goodbye. And the guys get like chicken feed. They get like
but that's a lot of fun though.
A couple hundred, because it's easy to get men.
Yeah.
There's a long line of men, ready to audition or whatever they have.
Yeah, nobody's buying those movies to watch the men. They just buy them to see the hot woman get blanked. Oink, right. Oink, oink, oink.
Yeah, boink, boink, boink. Well, the good thing,
boink. Yeah,
boink. The good thing about the memory foam mattresses of today is they don't make any. If you don't have like a headboard and a frame, they don't make any.
Oh, I love that. When you sit in a hotel, you hear the headboard slam against the wall.
Bang, 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 bang,
bang, bang, bang, bang. When you take a trip down to Florida in the hotel room, oh my God. Bang, bang, the bed headboard.
Bang, 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 squeaky, 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 squeaky. You know what you got to watch out for? You got to watch out for bed bugs in a Florida hotel.
Yeah.
Well, motel.
Never stay in the honeymoon suite, because do you really want all that's separating you from a bunch of DNA is a little sheet of cloth.
You know what I actually saw on the sheets? I saw somebody else's pubic hairs on the sheets. I said,
"Oh my God!"
Bye. I says, you people didn't change the sheets. I said, disgusting. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. He said, what do you want me to do? Use it for dental floss?
Gee, dun. Sounds like a Henny Youngman liner. Oh, that's a pubic hair in the bed. There's a dental floss. But with a drum.
Oh man.
Good old Henny Youngman.
Henny Youngman one-liners.
Yeah.
The no-tell motel. Anyway, I'm going to do my Sunday routine where I order Chinese food to be delivered, and you have a good supper and watch.
I was at the Turkish Big Bite. I'm filled up for the night.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I don't really care who wins or who loses because
I don't give a shit.
I don't care. I really, I'm not into either of the teams. You know, I mean,
I wanted the Detroit Lions to play against the Ravens,
yeah,
but
because
that didn't happen.
The Lions never, I don't think they ever won a Super Bowl.
Nope. But they came close this year.
They came real close, and I like Buffalo.
Yeah,
And
I like Buffalo too.
but that field goal kicker that he missed
Oh, I know.
he
Oh
missed
my
a
God.
short field goal. I mean, that's what they do, these kickers. That's their profession. They kick the ball. You would think they would train and practice about with accuracy, you know, kicking a ball, and he missed it. Yeah, but anyway, I like it because they play hardcore. They play in the ice and snow. You know, like the old days, they used to slide around the
Oh
field.
yeah, Green Bay Packers.
Lambeau Field, and the Vikings would play in the ice and snow.
Oh yeah, Bud Grant. He was the coach for a long time.
Even at Foxborough is not in the dome.
Yeah, it's outside.
It's outside Foxborough. What do you call
Ugh.
Patriots? Listen,
Tired.
I'll pipe you. I'll pipe you away. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you, my
everybody.
friend.
Thank you, everybody. Jordy, Masumi, everybody stop by. Have a good upcoming week, everyone. Healthy and safe. All right. All right. Bye-bye. And that's it. Take care, everyone. I'll play the health videos next time. I know I didn't have a chance to play the health videos, but